Hello and welcome to another edition of Sandtrack Bites. I'm your host, Justin Jarrett, joined as always by James Duffy. That's at James A. Duffy to you Twitter users. And this is a rarity today, Duffy. We're on our third take.
This has not been a good day so far.
Technology has ruined our perfect one-take record. We had a power outage in the middle of shooting. We had a problem earlier with a mic going out when Pat Cottrell was taping his segment. So this is a cursed episode. For your own safety, just turn off the television, walk away, and never watch this episode. It's like The Ring. If you see it.
Bad last week when you sneezed on the air. Yeah, so we're just going to get through this. We're going to do this. We're going to get some golf. We're going to get some more golf. We're going to get some softball, some baseball. Moving along.
It has been a busy week, and you started with golf, so I'll start with golf. Women's golf team ranked 8th in the nation, with another tournament win, although this one was a little bit smaller in scale.
The Shooting Fish in a Barrel tournament.
It was just 5 teams, and 2 of them were us. 2 of them were from Ohio, and 1 of them was Columbia College. And USCB ran away with it. 37-shot victory over at Old South. It was not even our best round, I wouldn't say. And I know that the women came away feeling like they had a so-so day, but still lapped the field. Franzi Noach from Germany with her second victory, shot 1 under par 71, so she obviously had a great day. And I even captured a smile on the golf course from her. She said she never gets photos of her smiling on the golf course, but it happened. It happened spontaneously, and it happened non-spontaneously. I guess
when you hit a 20 stroke lead, it's a little easier to smile than when you're walking the greens there.
I also learned that certain curse words are the same in German as they are in English, because I told her she should say that in German, and she said, it's the same in German.
I did say it in German, you idiot. Is that what she said? That's what she said.
No, she's way too sweet for that. I was surprised to hear her use a curse at all. But yeah, the women with another great performance and having a great season. And the men also sneaking into the top 10 now, number 9 in the nation. First time we've had 2 top 10 golf programs since March 2012, which is a little surprising, actually, with the success we've had. But I guess it just goes to show how difficult it is to have both programs in the top 10 at the same time.
And how many people have been on both of those, or all 4 of those teams, I guess, is a
12, 13, 14, 15. There would not be many. Tori DeGroot and Sam O'Donnell would have been on that women's team. Not sure who would have been on that men's team, if anyone. I don't think we have any fourth-year seniors. Brad's a junior. Cottrell's a junior. So, yeah, I don't think any fourth-year seniors on that men's team. So we've cycled through those. But the men had another good week, and I know they were disappointed with their final round down in Daytona Beach, but they still finished 3rd in an amazing field at the Eagle Invitational. Finished behind number 4, Coastal Georgia, our new nemesis, and number 6, Johnson and Wales. And Judd Milam with a great tournament. He finished in a tie for 2nd, lost by 2 shots, and I know he was a little frustrated telling you about it in class, but
he was not happy.
He gave it away on those last couple of holes.
Yep, it was 1 up in 17, and then he said, I had to do a lot of cursing or I was going to break all my golf clubs. So
he used some German curse words.
A little German spoken on the golf course there.
But nonetheless, I know they were disappointed, but they came out ahead of the number 1 team in the nation down there. That's the 2nd USCB team to beat number 1 this year, and hopefully not the last. Hopefully we've got some more of those in us. It's been a great season for men's golf. They've got some big tournaments coming up, getting ready for conference, and hopefully getting back to the national championships.
And then we get to softball.
And the softball team, we got to see them for once.
They played here at home. They didn't have to travel anywhere.
It had been a month and a half since they played a home game, and they finally got on the field on Tuesday and swept Edward Waters 8-0 and 9-1. So they've now won all 6 of their home games by mercy rule, which is pretty fantastic. It makes for quick games when you're the official scorer or working the event. And now they've got a huge weekend ahead. They go down to Florida. They'll open Sun Conference play Saturday at Northwood with a doubleheader, and then they'll have another one on Sunday at St. Thomas. And those are going to be two pretty big series for us, and especially because our number 2 pitcher, Ashley Lehman, is nursing an arm injury and needs to take a week off and try to get back to full health. So some of the younger pitchers are going to have to step up. Kendall Jumper and Allie Rogers both did a great job on Tuesday when called upon, and hopefully they'll be up to the challenge this weekend in conference play.
And Bobby Jumper will have a lot to tweet about then, who's often following us and commenting on the things we say and do on the air and off the air.
Yeah, the Jumper family, great supporters, and we've been so excited to have Kendall here for a couple of years, and I'm just excited to see her get an opportunity in a big spot this weekend, and hopefully take advantage of that.
And also Allie Rogers, who's going to be pitching a lot more this weekend. Hopefully, today's her birthday.
Indeed, it is.
Happy birthday, Allie.
By the time she sees this,
It'll be Friday.
It'll be a belated birthday, but
today
yes,
it's your
happy
birthday.
This moment, Allie Rogers.
So
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that team responds without Ashley. It's almost relieving to know that she's been hurting because her numbers have not been what we expect from her, and now we know why. It's
there you go.
She didn't just lose it overnight. She's been hurting, and so hopefully she can get that under control and come back full strength in a couple of weeks and be in it for the long haul.
We blame the training staff, Joey
Wilson. Yeah. No, it all starts with the players. Keeping an open dialogue, and I think that's how it came about. As Ashley said, I tried to just kind of play through it, but it's not going away. So hopefully she'll get through that, and we'll be at full strength. That's a team with high hopes still. They're ranked 25th in the nation. 25th in the nation. I think that's how they say it in Ireland.
Yeah.
So 25th in the nation and high hopes there. So hopefully they'll keep things going. And the baseball team hit a little bump in the road last weekend down at Northwood, faced number 7 in the nation, and lost all 3 of them. And the last one really stung because we had the lead and let it get away. Split a doubleheader on Tuesday with Bruton Parker and looked pretty good. So hopefully this weekend all will go well against Embry-Riddle, who's a little down this year, but nonetheless a very strong team. And that's going to be a big series. And we'll have assistant coach Pat Cottrell coming on in a few minutes to talk about that one. And then track and field. We haven't heard from them in a while. They've had a little time off, but they'll get back at it this weekend, heading to the Shamrock Invitational up in Myrtle Beach, and always exciting when they get a chance to perform. And Duffy's got a wry smile across his face.
Just just thinking about Myrtle Beach and thinking about the kids getting up there, and you never know what's going to happen. But we've got some great players and some great throwers and some great runners that are going to do good stuff and put up a good showing at this meet.
Hopefully a good performance and stay out of trouble in the dirty Myrtle.
Up in dirty Myrtle.
There could be some spring breakers up there. You want to stay away from that fray,
yes,
stay away from that scene. But yeah, it's been a great spring season so far, and we're looking forward to another great weekend, another great week.
And then in addition to our regular sports, I just found out today that there's going to be some soccer here in the spring. Put it on your calendar.
All right, you got dates?
28th? Isn't that the first?
Sounds good.
I believe it's Saturday the 28th, if that's a Saturday.
I believe it is.
We'll update you next week right here with a proper date. But I believe we're having
got a spring game.
We got a spring game, and then we've got a round robin weekend where I think 2 teams are coming down, and everybody's going to play a couple of games.
I'll be honest, I don't stay that much up with the off-season sports. I've got plenty to keep me busy with the in-season teams. But we've also got a men's club team getting together now. Coach Ed Heberling of the women's team is overseeing them, and men's club soccer team. We've seen them out on the rec fields practicing a couple times, and pretty exciting to think about the prospect of men's soccer here at USCB. Even if it starts out as a club team, it's fun to watch.
Tennis as well. They're building a tennis team, and we've had the basketball club side for a while. That's actually worked out pretty well.
That's been one of the plans with the new rec center and recreation fields, is to kind of expand our club offerings, and it seems like the students are taking advantage of that and taking the initiative to try to get that going. So
yeah, we got Ed Heberling and I had our idea for club rugby squashed real fast a couple of years ago when we brought it up. And
most drinking teams have a rugby problem, and I think that may be a bit of an issue.
And we'll revisit it in a couple of years, but. I think we've covered all our sports.
Yeah, I think we ran through it. We're so afraid of a power outage or a natural disaster that we just ran through it as quickly as we could. So without further ado, we'll hear from Coach Pat Cottrell from the USCB baseball team right here on Sandshark Bites. All right, we're joined now on Sandshark Bites by assistant baseball coach Pat Cottrell, and first-time guest on the show.
Yeah.
Great to have you here. Pat, in his first year with the Sandshark baseball program, and what success you've had. You're the hitting coach, USCB ranking near the top of the NAIA ranks in just about every offensive category. So a feather in your cap for sure. Talk a little bit about these guys and just the mindset that's allowed them to be one of the best hitting teams in the NAIA.
Well, we've got some guys that work. They come to the park every day, and you don't have to stand over them and even if I'm not around or whatever, or Brian's around, they come to work every day and get what they need to do in that day. So as far as a team goes, you couldn't ask for a better group that come to work every day and do what they're supposed to do.
You mentioned that doing what they're supposed to do. Probably a big part of the buy-in that you've gotten with those guys is you've got a pretty impressive resume yourself. Played on a national championship team in college, had a few years in the minors, got to the AA level with the Rays. Tell us a little bit about your baseball background and what brought you here to USCB.
Well, like you said, I played a couple years of pro ball, and once that career ended, I got into coaching at Pensacola Junior College, a little junior college in Pensacola, Florida. And from there, this is something that I wanted to do. Coached for a few years, and I've known Brian for about 3 or 4 years, and when he called and said, hey, my assistant's leaving, would you be interested? It was a no-doubt decision for me. Brian's a great character guy. He's a hard worker, and just love working for him day in and day out.
And hard workers, you got a whole bunch of them on that team. You talked about them getting out there and doing things on their own. The impressive thing to me is we don't have a lot of depth at the position player positions, so there's not really position battles going on or anybody pushing most of those guys. But like you said, they're out at the park early,
Yep.
getting their cuts in. How much does that mindset really aid? I mean, how important is that to being successful?
Well, it's big time. We've got a roster of a few seniors that have been around here and been in other programs. They know how to do things. Now, what you hope that they do is that they lead your younger guys. And with this group that we've had so far, our younger guys see what they do day in and day out. And it's an easy transition for them when they see the older guys working. They come to work and they do what they're supposed to do as well. So as far as a team unit, it all starts with the older guys. And when they do what they're supposed to do, then the younger guys take notice, and it starts the process.
Just about everybody is hitting. I think almost everybody in the lineup's hitting over 300, but a couple of those older guys have definitely led the charge. A couple seniors, Ashley Morris, Johnny Cole. Morris ranks first in the NAIA in hits. Cole's not far behind him, has drawn 31 walks, I think, which is a school record. So, and leads the team in home runs. So, what have those guys? What have you seen from them this year, and what do you think about their prospects maybe playing at the next level?
Well, those two guys have been huge for us, and they've been consistent throughout the whole year. And that's the thing that we try to preach is be consistent, be who you are. Those guys have been around. They're seniors. They've been around the program and understand what they need to do to be successful. But it hasn't been them. It's been everybody. 1 through 9, we're I think everybody in the lineup's hitting over 300, and it's been guys where we've had injuries, where other guys step up and do their job. But those two guys have been consistent. If the chips fall where they may, I think both of them have a chance to play pro ball. And like I said, you never can predict one way or the other. But for what they've done for us this year, like you said, I hope they get their opportunity.
Yeah, you just hope somebody sees them, and maybe if we make a good run in the postseason, get to the conference tournament, maybe an opening round or something like that, maybe the right eyes will fall upon them. You never know how that goes. But, well, the guys have been swinging the heck out of it, ranked first in the nation in hits, second in runs scored, third in hits per game, sixth in runs scored per game, ninth in batting average. I mean, that's a lot of top 10 categories. There's a lot of teams in the NAIA. Going to have to score some runs this weekend against a tough pitching staff. We've got Embry Riddle coming in here. They've fallen out of the rankings for the first time in forever. Got swept by Northwood a couple weeks ago, so they got a little chip on their shoulder, and they're going to be coming in here. Big series for us because we're right there together in the middle of the pack, right in the mix in the Sun Conference. What are we going to have to do this weekend to take 2 out of 3 off those guys?
Well, the main thing is compete. We've done a really good job of just competing. We've had some games where we haven't shown up, but if our guys compete, we'll be fine. But that's the message for our guys. We've done a good job of, as far as, making in-game adjustments and things like that to be successful. But if we go out and compete, that's all we can tip our hat on. If You know, like I said, Embry-Riddle is a really good team. They've had unbelievable success the last several years in this conference. And if we just go out and compete, I think with the group that we have, we'll be fine. But that's the main thing that we've got to do.
Big series this weekend, 2 o'clock on Friday for Game 1 out in Hardyville, Richard Gray Sports Complex. Doubleheader at noon on Saturday. Embry-Riddle and USCB, a huge Sun Conference series. Come out, cheer on the Sand Sharks, and see if we can get a couple more W's, improve that record. We'll see you out there. Thanks for joining us on the show, Pat.
Thank you for having me.
We'll certainly have you another time down the road, talk about some more hitting accolades,
That's right.
hopefully. We'll be right back with more here on Sand Shark Bites.
At the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sand Shark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.
Welcome back to a cursed edition of Sand Shark Bites. The curses just keep coming, and we're not talking about the ones that are the same in German as English either. It's just been a bizarre show. Don't know what's going on. Mama said there'd be days like these, right?
That's what she said.
We never trusted Mama anyway. We were journalists. If your mama says she loves you, check it out.
Verify, verify, verify.
It's just been an odd show, and it will end with a difficult decision.
Yeah, we talked during the break while that other guy was interviewing Cottrell there.
Yeah, that other fella. Time for the athlete of the week, and we've got a tough decision on our hands. We've got Franzi who won the tournament, but it was not the most challenging of competition. We got Haley Brown, who had another couple home runs, but we just gave it to her recently, I believe, for her 3 home runs on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Ashley Morris is a perennial contender. Johnny Cole is a perennial contender. And then we've got Judd. Judd was snubbed once before. You kind of called me out for not giving him the Athlete of the Week when he finished second at the Savannah Quarters Individual Intercollegiate. Well, he finished second again and against great competition again. And so this is the, not lifetime, but Springtime Achievement Award for Judd Malam. He's finished second now in 2 events this spring, is really having a great season and kind of anchoring. He and Brad Curran are kind of anchoring the team for USCB men's golf. Judd went 70, 70, 75, and I know that 75 had him cursing all the way home from Daytona, but nonetheless, it was a great week for him. Finished second in an outstanding field, and looking forward to seeing what he can do next. They're going to have a little one-day match with SCAD over at Savannah Harbor, Hutchinson Island, and then they'll have a couple more tournaments coming up, the Golf Week Invitational up in North Carolina, and then the Conference Championship, I believe.
It's all coming to a head. It is. 6 weeks of classes left. School's almost out.
Tapering down. We're getting into it, getting into the thick of it. So, Judd Malam, you're the Athlete of the Week, Sand Shark Bites Athlete of the Week for this week. Congratulations, you've been named on a cursed show, so join in the fun now.
With all of your own cursing.
Which really seems kind of fitting. Yeah, the cursed Judd Malam.
Cursed and cursing.
So that's going to do it for us for a cursed edition of Sand Shark Bites. We'll see you next week, hopefully with a fewer bugs and whatever other spirits we had going around here today. We had the Smoke Monster from Lost made an appearance, all kinds of wonky stuff. But hopefully next episode will be a little more smooth, and we'll see you then. Until then, keep those fins up.